Hey everyone, today we're joined a star of professional wrestling. He's been involved in the industry for over 7 years, known for his time in various promotions, including Championship Wrestling, New Japan Strong, the United Wrestling Network, and the National Wrestling Alliance. Jordan, sir, thank you so much for joining us today.
Ken, thanks for having me. I always appreciate you taking the time to speak to people like me and being able to give us a platform to get our message out. So thank you.
Absolutely. You're honestly somebody who I've been meaning to reach out to for quite a while. It was just, the time and everything like that. Because I'm a big fan of your work from the National Wrestling Alliance, from the NWA. And you have so much personality and you've grown so quickly. I think might have been with Joe Galley, it might have been with somebody else, but we talked about you on this channel and just how quickly you grew within like a 1 year period. It was just really impressive.
Yeah, to put myself over for a second, I couldn't agree
Please do.
more. The career experience and trajectory that I've lived through over the last 2 years is nothing like the 5 years that came before that. It was literally a 1 to 2 year sprint, which took 5 years to build. But to see that takeoff was very humbling for me.
That's awesome. And we'll get into as much as possible. With these first interviews, I like to dive a lot into the early career because I always find that so fascinating. But we're going to talk about some recent stuff too. Before we get into all the questions, where can people check you out?
So I am at Clear Like Water One across all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, I guess they call that X now, Instagram, as well as YouTube. You can find some matches I post on YouTube pretty irregularly, but if you're looking for full-length matches, I do post those there as well.
And of course, you are a star of the National Wrestling Alliance, who NWA has been very kind to us. We interview a lot of guests from the NWA. And guys, make sure to check them out and make sure to check Jordan out. Now, I believe there is another thing that you have going on that's a pretty big deal that I want to hear about.
Yeah, so outside of you mentioned the NWA, just upcoming things that I've got going on. First, the NWA has a pay-per-view in my home state of Ohio, not my hometown. My hometown is Harrison or Cincinnati, Ohio, but in Cleveland, not too far. That's October 28th. I'll be there for that. And then outside of professional wrestling, I will be entering my third professional bodybuilding competition under Team Elite. I'll be doing men's physique at the Steve Carr Classic in Las Vegas. That is Saturday, November 11th. So if you're in the area for either one of those, please come hit me up.
How cool is that? Within 2 weeks, you have a big NWA pay-per-view, and then you have a big bodybuilding event. That must be a crazy time for you. You must be really nervous, but excited, I think.
Oh my gosh, nervous, excited, tired, exhausted, the whole gambit. I love bodybuilding, but I love professional wrestling even more. So I'm gonna do my best on the 28th, and then we'll let bygones be bygones on the 11th. But just going through the prep that's required for the bodybuilding competition, it does make wrestling quite difficult, just because of the energy level, low calorie deficit, and all of those things.
That's interesting because from an outsider's perspective in my head, I'm thinking of more of the positives first, where I'm like, okay, so you're going to be in phenomenal shape, which only helps you in
Yeah,
wrestling because it's such a cosmetic business. I don't even think about the other
right.
aspect of you're going to be exhausted, just probably moody, tired, just dead to the world.
Hey man, you got it. Like, on the outside looking in, I'll probably look the best I've ever been, the leanest I've ever been, the most cut up and just shredded on camera. But in the ring, inside, I'm gonna be exhausted. I'm gonna be tired. I'm gonna be hungry. It's been tough to focus even the last couple weeks. So, as much as I love it, I'll be so glad to have this over with.
Fantastic. So yeah, guys, please check them out, show some support, check the NWA out. We will have links in the description of this full video, and for each individual clip, we will have links in the description. With our guests, we always appreciate them coming on, sharing their time to tell their stories. So make sure to show some support back to them, please. Thank you so much.